Hey y'all, it's Tasha here,
And I'm Ty.
and welcome to
Restate the culture.
Have a great show for you guys. Hope you enjoy. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and also hit that freedom bell so that you be notified when we have, new uploads and new videos and new content. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay, well, starting the show off today, we're going to be talking about Atatiana Jefferson. If you don't know who this young lady is, she's 28 years old out of Fort Worth, Texas. And she was shot through her bedroom window. Sounds very dramatic, but it's not. It is dramatic. So her neighbor calls the police saying that her front door and the side door has been open from 10 o'clock that night. And at this moment, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. So the neighbor calls the non-emergency number and asks for the police officers to go over and do a wellness check. So when they get there, for some reason, they go over on the side of the house, whatever. If you haven't seen the video, he says, show me your hands. And next thing you know, he fires a shot through the window, shoots this woman. She's in the house with her 8-year-old nephew. And not only is she in the house with an 8-year-old nephew, her mother's home, and she's actually in the hospital. But she's been up all night playing video games with her nephew. So now we have this deceased lady. And my thoughts about this is just really, at this point, I kind of feel like maybe the neighbor could have been minding their business, but that just doesn't sound right, because you would want a neighbor like that. But then I think about her having a sick mother, and since it would be an older woman's house, maybe that's why he felt it was odd for both of those doors to be open like that. Okay. I don't know. What's your thoughts?
I just definitely hope that some justice is served. I'm glad that they're having a private investigation into the whole police department that opens up a whole nother can. My thoughts is just, you know what I mean, same shit, different toilet. Like, not to say that it's like that, but how many times, you know what I mean? I almost didn't even want to say it, because it's like, damn, now it's to the point to where it ain't even, you like, it's through a window. Like, you ain't even in the house. They ain't even tried to come in the house. Like, how much, like, now, I don't even know, like, you know what I mean? Then, the whole Dallas correlation, so it's like, okay, the other, Botham got killed unexpectedly. Somebody walked in his house while he's eating, watching TV. Now, you know what I mean? They not even walked in the house, but through the window.
Mm-hmm. You can't play the video game now.
Like, it's right. Like, it's crazy. I don't know. Is it a certain numbness there? Because now, okay, we definitely need some action. Mm-hmm. Actionable items. If you haven't signed the petition, we need to connect with who and where and what we come from outside of this land that never recognized us to be anything other than help. If even that, so I just hope that they definitely get more than 10 years.
Mm-hmm. I
I'm
hope
glad
so.
that he's already, you know what I mean, been accused of murder. But he's out on a $200,000 bond. Which, okay, what does that mean? So,
Nothing. He was ready.
I hope that justice definitely is served that's favorable and that is deserving of the crime that was committed. You know, so that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, well, tell us your thoughts down below in the comment section, or you can email us at restatetheculture@gmail.com, or just let us know what you think about it. If you have any questions or just your thoughts about it, because I actually have lots of thoughts about it, but at this moment, my mind's kind of blank. Because all I can think about is like playing a video game. Like, I've played the video game or watched TV with my door cracked open
It's
because
like
we're
all kind of
hot.
questions. Like, okay, have you worried? Like, why wouldn't you just go knock on the door? Why didn't you? You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Like, you so worried to call the police? Like, what was happening? What was going on? It's like so many other questions as to
Yeah.
like that. And then it's like, okay, so when they come, like,
We just have to make sure we
is
put
that
the
is that what happens? Like,
right.
motherfuckers just come, sneak through, and come up and creep out and just blast you
Right.
through the motherfucking window?
And the sad part about it is I know for her nephew, they were in the room together and she didn't let him look out the window. What if he was the one that looked out the window instead of her? And then they want to do this whole thing when they want to throw the gun in the room, throw that into the story about the gun in the room. But so what if she had a gun?
I mean,
Because if I heard somebody creeping,
I thought the gun was registered. She was able to have a gun. Like, that's not even an issue.
I mean,
It don't even matter if
it's
she
not,
had one.
it ain't,
You know what I
but they're
mean?
still throwing it in there.
Right, they
It's
gonna
what they're
try to do
doing.
that.
Because that's the same way they've
That's
done
what
with other things.
of
They'll try to
course,
victimize
of
the
course,
victim.
of course.
But I'm just like, if I hear somebody creeping around 2 o'clock in the morning outside of my window and I have a gun, I'm going to pick it up and protect myself. So, yeah. Let us know what you think about this in the comments. So, next
How much
topic.
time should they get?
Life.
What, you know what I mean?
Life.
What do
Give
you
them
feel
life.
is proper?
Mm-hmm.
Let us know. Hit us
Yeah.
up. On to the next topic. Let's go ahead and talk about family. I don't know why I said that like that. But I just say that to say I feel like one of the biggest dividers in our culture is the dysfunction amongst, you know what I mean, our families. This how we see and perceive ourselves and how we treat our specifically immediate family. You know, our not even just okay, our extended family, but just even our immediate family. And I say that to say, your immediate family being, your brothers, your sisters, your mom and dad, your kids, with being mothers, it would be me, the mother, the father, the kids, the siblings. That's like immediate. So, is it ever too late for a mother or a father to be able to get themselves together enough if they've been absent, in their child's life? Most I, for one, can speak. My kid's father hadn't really been a part of their life, you know. Um, don't ever really speak bad on them, but don't ever really have to. And I feel like I definitely open and welcome, you know what I mean, to them having that relationship, even though they're freaking great and I see a lot of, greatness in them. Of course, I know that he ain't been there, ain't got no type of connection to that, no type of rights to that, you know what I mean? But I feel like regardless of what our stuff was, I absolutely put that outside and I'll have them deal as they choose. And they can make the decision as opposed to me feeling like I don't want them around. I say that to say, is it okay? Do you agree with, okay, if you ain't been around, like, fuck you, I ain't got nothing to do with you, don't come around, you ain't been around? Or, do you feel like, how do you feel? Do you feel like, okay, you've been putting this work in, you ain't been there, so you don't get to enjoy any of, the fruits of that labor? Or can you be open to the fact of, okay, you can put your shit aside and let let them have it if they so choose.
Well,
Especially, let's say, and which we know, they gonna blow up. You know what I mean? Right. And they start getting money and fame and all this, and it's like, okay, now you want to come around, and now you want to be dad, or now you want to, be mom, because sometimes mothers ain't there either. You know what I mean? So it's like, do you think it's okay for you just always have that open line of communication and keep letting, that disappointment happen? Or do you do you feel like it's your job to block it, and if he ain't had nothing to do with it, he ain't gonna have nothing to do with it? What do you think?
I think it just kind of all depends. Because, just personally speaking, for me, like, I grew up, I didn't have a dad. At some points in teenage years and some points in early adulthood, I've tried to have that relationship, but it just never panned out. So for me, I always look at my girl to be the girl that never had a dad. And that's just who I am. That's my life. That's just what it is. And so we don't know how people may look, how they may view themselves. You have some kids that won't that welcome that absent parent with open arms. So maybe it has something to do with the buildup of their child and what type of person they are. But then sometimes, you have some people that just kind of shut off and close down. And then you have your people like me that I'm in between. I just feel like, I've tried and there's only so much I can try and do. And it's like at some point it becomes enough. And it's like, just because you shut somebody out, I ain't going to say shut, because you can't shut somebody out that was never in your life. Let me make that clear. You cannot shut out a parent or a family member that was never in your life. So if you are fine in your life with where you are and the people that you know that love you for, that you've always known, you know what I'm saying? I think it's fine not to deal with them. If I made it big or whatever, I don't expect nobody to come running in behind me. And I wouldn't even say that they'd be running in behind me because of money. I feel like they would truly, genuinely feel like they want a relationship, So I mean, I don't know. I guess if you have an absent parent around, if you want that relationship, go for it. And if you don't, it's okay. Don't let nobody make you feel bad because you don't want that relationship. And that's where we kind of get it confused sometimes. If it's a toxic relationship, I don't care if it's a parent. You know what I'm saying? If it's better for you to be away, then be away. Because I live my life just fine with no grudges, and I'm just me, and I'm happy with my life. So let us know what you think. Comment below. Let us know what you think.
Right. And I think that is, it's a good little exit on. And speaking of exit,
kind of shit you been drinking lately.
Kind of shit you been on lately. We've been having a little discussion, and it's crazy to think that enough people just don't really get their water. You know what I mean? Enough people don't drink enough water in a day.
Right.
Everybody has their water recommendation. And, it's different. You hear different things. Some people say it's, 8 glasses of water. Some people say it's like half of your body weight.
Right.
Half your body weight you should drink in ounces of water. But water helps to, help everything move through the body and help, flow your blood and help the blood oxidize everything, and just feels good.
Have that
water,
skin looking good.
have that skin glowing, have that hair, flowing,
Yes.
and have you just all feeling good about yourself, right?
Right.
But
what?
But have you thought about where that water comes from? Next time you've had your glass of water, think about the kind of shit you drinking. Because really though, none of this water is new.
Nope.
All of this water is recycled.
Yeah.
All this water is and really, I don't know if you guys have seen, but go ahead and watch. It's a Netflix show, and I do recommend it because it's enlightening, and I want to enlighten people.
Mm-hmm.
So it was Bill Gates, inside Bill Gates' mind, and he does work outside the country. He does work in third world countries, but he was trying to help solve a sanitation problem because out there they don't have just running water and toilets and sewage and stuff like that. So they have to shit or defecate in a canal or in this little, everybody's over here, and it's just it's unfathomable to have to live like that, but people do. And so he's trying to solve this issue, and they come up with a solution to not only rectify the problem of the waste, but to also rectify the problem of the not having natural running water that we take advantage of. We're fortunate to have. We're privileged to have. We're
blessed to have. Hey, I heard that.
Okay. But so I said that to say what he did, and some other engineers and some people, they took the shit, okay, turn it into water. Boom. For real. Through whatever processes and all this other stuff, you look into it and show you. Check it out on Netflix. So that pretty much is what happens with all of this. Where do you think your waste goes? Do you guys think about this stuff? We've been over here in this planet shitting and pissing and throwing up, you know what I mean? And for years,
taking it back in.
Where do you think it goes? Have you had your water intake today?
It really shows this is going to sound gross. This is going to sound so gross. But if you think about it scientifically speaking, it's kind of cool.
Right.
In a way.
Because
to know that
you can take some shit.
Right.
And turn it into that's better than turning water into wine.
Right.
You can turn some fucking shit into some water.
Well, I'd rather turning it into wine though.
I mean, if you're gonna have some shit, you might as well have some wine, because shit is water is wine.
Okay, I can deal with that. As long as
ain't that divine? And with that, we out. Have you had your water intake today? And if you have not, please get that up, because that shit is important. Ow!